YouTube, how are you? It's been a while. Phil Riley from Riley Photos here, and I thought I'd just get in front of the camera again. It's been about 6 months, I think, since I posted anything, and one or two people on the channel have left comments saying, or on the Instagram saying, where are you? What's happened? And why haven't I posted anything? Well, what is the truth? Why have I had 6 months off? Did I have a bit of a meltdown with the strains of YouTube? No, was nothing to do with that. Did I get fed up with it? No, nothing to do with that. Look, the bottom line is, I don't know what happened to the world of professional photography, but it was a really quiet start last year, and I was busy doing YouTube films in amongst my work as I normally do, and then about halfway through the year it exploded. Work exploded. I don't know what happened, but there was so much work on, and obviously, you know, as a professional photographer, as much as I love YouTube, as much as I love talking about, you know, the passions of photography, look, work always comes first. You're a professional photographer, and there was simply no time to make films for the channel. And I was pulled everywhere. I'm based in the UK, as you know, and you know, I was in pretty much every city, but also in Europe, further afield, just doing jobs everywhere. I've just come back from Poland. I was in Krakow yesterday. I've just had a week there. I've just put some pictures on Instagram, just travel photography stuff, as I was going around. I'll put some on this film as well, just to show you the kind of things that I've been up to, because it's, you know, like all photographers, I still love taking pictures, even though, you know, sometimes now I haven't got time to do all the YouTube stuff. I'm hoping to get better at that this year. You know, New Year's resolution. Let's make it a bit late for New Year's resolutions, isn't it? But anyway, I'll do more. I'll put some. I'll find a way of doing some more, and it won't be this polished stuff like you get on YouTube channels. I mean, one thing I would say about YouTube, I mean, it's great. I love it, but it has changed a lot. Obviously, it's all about shorts now and entertaining people and get them sort of doom scrolling. And that's not what my photography channel has or has ever been about. I'm just here to talk photography with anybody enthusiastic enough to want to do that. I've always, when I started the channel, I always kind of thought it would be great to show you what it's like being a pro photographer and out there, and show you, you know, working and my thought processes on jobs. But of course that fell flat on its face when I started doing it, and of course I suddenly realized that, you know, I work in marketing and advertising mainly, people photography, really, and of course it transpires that when you're working on marketing sort of projects with people, I can't put it on YouTube because they might not have you know, the advertising campaign might not have been issued yet. It might be something that you're shooting now to go out in 2-3 months time. You know, that's how it works in marketing and in advertising. If I'm doing a, you know, Christmas push for a store or a company, we're shooting that in the summer. We have to. We can't wait until Christmas to do it. It's too late, you know. So so consequently, I go and do jobs, and I can't actually show you that much about what I'm doing on the ground because my client won't want that information going out yet. So that fell flat on the ground. So I just talk vaguely, really, about photography and street photography and my own photography. So so maybe I can find a way around that somehow. If anybody's got any suggestions, do let me know. Anyhow, it got really busy on the back end of last year. I was flat out. I was working, you know, 7 days and for quite a long time. And when it quietened off in January, as it always does, I did escape to the mountains. I went to the Alps for sort of a few weeks and got really chilled, if you'll excuse the awful pun, really chilled out, being up in the mountains skiing and having a deal. I'll put some pictures from the skiing maybe on, and you can have a look at some of those, and if you want to ask me about them or whatever, feel free, leave me a comment or whatever. If you want to look at them, if you want to scroll through them because you can't be bothered, I get it, it's other people's pictures, but so I'm out and about working now. I'm in the Czech Republic is it next week or the week after? Then I'm back in the UK, and then I'm doing a job back in Krakow, which will be interesting. Really nice place. As I say, I was in Poland to shoot a factory last week. That was in the north. That was up by the Ukrainian border. It was really interesting. I got some nice shots from the train of the industrial kind of northeast of Poland. That was good. I'll put those on afterwards. You can just have a look at some of the pictures. And where else am I going? I've got a job in Edinburgh coming up in a couple of weeks. Back down in London next week. So as you can see, it's just all over and very varied, and that's why I haven't been able to keep up with the YouTube films. But I haven't given up. I do intend to do a bit better, at making some YouTube this year. Anything that anybody wants to know or is interested in, leave me a comment. I'll try and do my best to either answer it or do a film on it or whatnot. And when I'm out and about doing things, I'll try and grab a bit of footage and talk you through mental processes and decisions. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Photography is about decision making, but that decision making is largely driven by experience. Like when you're writing a song, everything's been done before, hasn't it? Pretty much, every chord progression or whatnot's been done before, and pretty much the same with photography. The subject might change slightly, but how you deal with it, that comes through experience. And that's what I always wanted to show with the channel, really, share some of that experience, things that I'd learned along the way. I'm not going to call them shortcuts. I don't know if there are any shortcuts really in photography other than learning about light and lenses. But actually that brings us onto a whole new subject, doesn't it? AI, and where photographers stand with that. Is AI photography? Can designers just create things with AI? Will they need photographers? It'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it, to look into that more. Maybe that's the direction we should go. Maybe we should start talking about what photographers bring to the party, because actually a lot of clients say to me that actually there's good photographers out there that they choose not to use because they don't hit it off so well, or that photographer they don't feel understands their industry. And that is one of the things as a pro photographer that's really important, understanding your client's industry, understanding the direction, the movement, the sort of trends in their industry. Because if you're going to promote their product and come up with ideas and visions to help them, you've got to know the direction that their industry is going in, what works and what doesn't work. So I'd say we spend a lot of time kind of doing that, and as such you pick up lots of information about industries and clients. And well, that brings us on to another thing. You have to be a safe pair of hands, that. And that's why I have to be really careful about YouTube and what I put on YouTube and Instagram and things, because we get into privileged positions with clients, and it's absolutely, imperative. Your reputation's everything. As a photographer, it takes ages. It's like, your reputation, your brand, like the brands that I work with, my own brand is like I liken it to a tanker at sea. Okay, it's a great big huge hulk of boat sitting in a load of water, and to get it going, to get it noticed, to get it on somebody's radar, takes ages. Hard graft. That engine's going, and the engine's going, and the tanker's just about moving really slowly, and it takes years to get it up and moving. And when it's at full steam ahead and people are noticing you, then you get the phone calls, then people want to work with you. And sometimes it can be really easy then to make a mistake, to take your eye off the marketing ball, to stop promoting yourself, to stop letting people know you're there. Or the worst case scenario is not to be a safe pair of hands. Let something slip about what your customers are doing that they're not ready for people to know that yet. I mean, that's a no-no. That's never happened to me, never will happen to me. But I think it does happen with social media to other people. They put something online about what they're doing, and maybe their client didn't want anybody to know that. They think they're helping, promoting what they're doing in their client, but actually, perhaps the client, didn't want that information out there. So what I'm saying is that you're that tanker and you're going along, you're that brand, and you stop doing anything. Okay, you turn that engine off at the back, and slowly, you don't notice first of all. First of all, you think, oh well, I don't have to market myself anymore. Everybody knows I'm there. This is great. Nothing's happening. I've stopped spending money on advertising. I've stopped, the word of mouth. I've stopped, going to see people or updating my portfolio or my website. I've stopped doing any of this stuff, and nothing has happened. I'm saving a fortune in time and money, and nothing's happened. But you got to remember that it is happening slowly. That tanker is very slowly slowing down again. And then when you do notice, it's because it's almost stopped. And guess what? You're back at square one. To get it started again, it's going to take years. So what I'm saying is, your reputation, protect it as a photographer with everything you have, because it takes an age to build it up, to be up there, but it doesn't take too long to lose it and have to start all over again. So make sure that you keep promoting yourself, and you keep people aware of where you are and what you're doing. So that's enough soapbox. I've told you why I've not posted anything. It's not because I'm ill. It's not because I've given up. It's not because I've retired. I haven't done any of those things. It's just that I started this channel actually in COVID. Remember that awful time. Well, when COVID hit, obviously, I photographed a lot of people and events, and they went overnight. And I could see there was going to be 12 months with, well, I thought 12 months, then it ended up longer. But look, I could see this work was going away. And what I didn't want to do was not pick up a camera for that long. And also my video editing skills. I do a lot of video work, and I didn't want them to dull. In anything, I wanted to sharpen them. And so what I came up with starting the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel had been there since the start. I think YouTube was only a couple of years old, when I first started the channel. But I really started posting pictures about photography during COVID to engage with people, to keep my skills current, and to learn new editing skills. And since then, I've enjoyed doing it. It's not about making money for me. YouTube, I don't make money from it. In actual fact, it costs me money to do. I know, but I do enjoy spreading the word, and I do love that people love photography like me. Love photography, and it's great. It's great to talk to people about all things photographic, and you can't learn one thing with photography. I know I've banged on about this in the channel so many times about the fact that people try and create shortcuts and cheat codes and books that you can buy with little cheats in and things. The bottom line is photography is about knowledge. It's about knowing how light works, how a camera works and how light works. And you know what? The program mode can only go so far. AI can only create things that other people have created. If you want to be a creator yourself, then what you really got to do is learn how photography works and look at the masters of photography. Look at the the Norman Parkinsons, look at the Bill Brandts, the David Baileys, look at all these fantastic photographers from the past who had no electronic gizmos. They had to get it right, they were on film. Take a look back at what they were doing. Then you see creativity. Then you see people who really understand light. You understand light, you understand photography. So enough of all this. Yes, I'm going to try and post a little bit more stuff. I'm going to show you a few images now, just taken from the few travels that I've had just recently. And if you just want to see what I've been up to, and hey, let's hope I can be on YouTube a little bit more this year. That'd be nice. Again, sorry I've missed you, and let's hope that that we can find some really good photography subjects to include in some videos for the year. Hey, good to see you again.